you enjoy it. So comedy, we believe comedy is one of the best ways of promoting cultures. Especially Polish comedy can touch sensitive discussions on sensitive problems in society and in culture, and help to neutralize them through comedy and the art of joy and laughter. So before we start the show, we want to make some short notices. One is that we will have food available after the show, Subway, go boxes. So one thing, please keep your phones silent during the show, especially when Maz will be on the stage. Since the content is copyrighted, please don't record any video, any voice, don't take any photos. And if we see anyone taking photos or videos, we will have them. We have to ask them to leave, and we don't want that happen. So also, if you want photos, there will be meet and greet after the show outside. So will be line up, so people can stay in line and meet with Maz and take photos. Also, he has DVDs and books for sale, and he'll sign them. So if you want to get, so those people will get front. Yes. That's all. So we hope you'll have great time today. But before that, I want to invite the Board of Officers for Iranian Student Association, who did a great job in organizing and managing this event, and also many other, a lot of events that we had this year, and maybe this was the easiest one. So please welcome Board of Officers Vahid Mahdavifer, Pedram Paksere, Kiana Amranifar, Muhammad Wagrawan, that was great to work with this. Outstanding, exciting people. I learned a lot working with them. I'm really thankful to them. So, Livaid will deliver our welcome speech. Please.
Okay. Hello, everyone. Thank you all for coming and joining us tonight. On behalf of Iranian Student Association, I'm pleased to welcome all of you. The idea of having Iranian Student Association, which is dedicated to the promoting Iranian culture and increasing general awareness of Iran, dates back to a group of students here at OSU 25 years ago. The association was officially registered here at OSU back to 2012. Since then, the Iranian Student Association proudly organized many cultural, social, and recreational events on campus and off campus as well. The current Board of Officers were elected in fall 2016 with an open nomination and popular voting of members, and will continue to serve the community to the end of this academic year. We are honored to host several events till now, such as Yalla Cultural Night, Persian New Year celebration on Nowruz, and other activities to serve the Iranian community, as well as the students and all the people who are interested to Persia and its cultural continent. Tonight, we are so excited to have you all here for another exciting event, Maz Jobrani stand-up comedy show. Comedy can have several significant impacts on our lives. On social level, comedy show can open to us ideals and standards for happiness that would foster life and help us to develop well-rounded relationships with each other. Also, Also, laughter is the best medicine. Our sense of humor is a powerful tool in caring for our overall well-being, as well as in releasing a large amount of ultimate feel-good drug, endorphin. The comedy can help us to see our differences, face our weaknesses, experience the world from the eyes of others, and fill the gap and remove the barriers among us. We are so excited to see how we all can sit and enjoy the same show, regardless of our ancestry, sexual orientation, race, color, religion, age, nationality, faith, or other considerations that otherwise would divide us. On behalf of Iranian Student Association, I would like to appreciate Source for funding this event, SLI and SEC Help Desk for supporting us. Also, I would like to acknowledge iHouse International Dormitory, as well as the Calvary Church, and the other anonymous donors for being so supportive of us. Tonight, we are honored to have Pro Valley City Mayors and OSU department heads, deans, professors, and staff with us. Also, I would like to express my sincere thanks to each and everyone who helped us and made this event possible, and yes, all of you for accompanying us tonight. And before I hand over to Farid, our event coordinator, I want to say one more time, welcome, and it's a pleasure to have all you are here. Thank you.
Thank you, Eddie. So, please. So our world is changing quickly. With all technological advances, like ease of travel, like the multicultural and multi-nationality and diversity is expanding all over in the world. So it brings a lot of opportunities, also may have some challenges. So in a world that is changing fast, there are some problems too. And to solve these problems, we have political institutions that have been formed like 200 years ago for problems of at that age. But now that problems are new and we need more flexibility, we are looking for other form of power from people to solve our problems. Benjamin Barber in his book If Mayors Rule the World expresses this idea. So mayors put their political preference aside. They put their religion and ethical preferences aside to serve their citizens of and their city. Mayors are pragmatic. Mayors are problem solvers. Mayors are great. So I would like to welcome our Honorable Mayor of Corvallis, Mr. Biff Traber, on stage.
I was going to say thank you, Fareed. I didn't quite expect to have my head swollen so much as I came up here this evening. Mayors are wonderful. I have to remember that phrase. Well, and I was going to start off by saying I'm honored to be here. What a crowd tonight. It's an exciting event we're going to get to later. Comedy night. It's comedy entertainment. And as I was getting ready for this, I started wondering, what am I doing here? I'm one of these guys who doesn't have any comedic talent, has no reputation for having such talent. And I'm here before, as part of this comedy evening, something's wrong. And I decided, well, maybe this is the serious moment that will allow the comedy to even be more fun later after you get done with the serious moment. I'll be serious moment so we can go on to the fun. But I did want to do three things this evening. One is just a Corvallis welcome to Maz Jobrani. Welcome him to our wonderful city. Hope, even though he's here only briefly, that he does get to see some of it and enjoy some of it. We did get sun to be here for him this days. All of you know how this winter's gone. But I did want to thank him in particular for bringing this style of fun and learning to us all. And I'm expecting to gain insight and to have a great time this evening. And then I wanted to thank the Iranian Students Association. As an engineer in background, a programmer, a software engineer, I learned tonight most of the members of the association are from the College of Engineering, so I'm going, yay. But actually, doing things like this effort to promote cultural diversity is doing a tremendous service for the city. And from the city's point of view, I wanted to thank you because this promoting cultural diversity fits right in with one of the values, one of the major values the community of Corvallis, the city of Corvallis has, and any efforts to help us do better in that are all tremendous. And that's then the third thing I wanted to talk about this evening. It's one of the themes I've had through the first part of this year and a number of times I've spoken. It has to do with one of the key values or a range of values that the city of Corvallis, the community of Corvallis has. Start off by saying we see ourselves as a welcoming city, welcoming everybody. Our city has the aspiration and tries the best it can to honor diversity, inclusion, and to work towards freedom from hate, work against hate. As I said, we have this sense that we're trying to be welcoming, trying to make the city feel that way. This is a community value. This is not the mayor saying this is what it is and hoping people buy into it. We went through, in the late 90s, creating a community vision called Vision 2020, what we want to be over the next 20 years at that time. And a key part of that was this welcoming city. This community that honors diversity and is free of prejudice, bigotry, and hate. That's a quote from that vision. We just updated that vision with the Imagine Corvallis 2040 vision, as the date says, where we want to go over the next 20 years. And in that, another quote just to exemplify this, Corvallis cultivates and engages a diverse and changing population. This is what Corvallis wants to be. But one of the things that I didn't understand quite as completely and then learned last fall when I did some more careful reading of our charter, essentially the city's constitution. And it's the thing that describes the powers and responsibilities the city has. In that, there's a section that refers to our responsibility for all peoples. And it goes on to talk about the city shall exercise its power to ensure the equal protection, treatment, and representation of all persons. And it then goes on a long list of here's things we'll not discriminate on, but several that I think are important for an audience, this audience tonight, and it's not limited to that, are there will not be discrimination on religion. There will not be discrimination on country of origin. There will not be discrimination on citizenship status. The city in this Constitution talks again about aspiring to be free of prejudice, bigotry, and hate. Our responsibility is to all community members, not just citizens, but it's everyone who is in this community. And that's something I'm committed to, and our city council has a number of times in the past year, twice in the past year, reaffirmed that by passing resolutions, which are more or less a current statement of what city council is holding, passing them unanimously. The first one was a declaration, again, of the city being a welcoming city, but this time it was emphasizing welcoming Muslims. Given the tenor that was going on in the election at that time, this was something that city council felt it wanted to make an explicit statement. And then at the end of last year, a similar statement was made, reaffirming that the city is a sanctuary city. Given what I just described, describe to you about what's in our charter. We've been acting as a sanctuary city since that was put in the charter over 10 years ago. That we're not paying attention to country of origin or citizenship status when it comes to you being a member of this community. So those are the things that to me are very important, a very important value of Corvallis. These are a key part of those values. It's part of the reason why I'm proud to be the mayor of this city and to represent this city and represent those values. And thus, that is why I very much appreciate the work of the Iranian Students Association, going through all the effort, and it couldn't have been easy, even though what they said earlier, to bring us tonight's show to contribute to the city fostering and developing these values. So thank you to the Iranian Student Association, thank you to Maz Jobrani, and thank you all for being here this evening.
Thank you so much, dear Mayor. Thanks for your beautiful speech. Thanks for accepting our invitation. As you said, most of the students in the association are engineers. Our big boss is here, Dean of College of Engineering, Dr. Ashford. Thanks for accepting the invitation. So Corvallis has done great with respect to cultural diversity and promoting the field of love and inclusion for all people, and we're feeling that for those who Corvallis is their home, or for those who choose Corvallis temporary and call it home for temporary as their part of Beaver Nation. So Beaver can be a role model for nation. So, and comedy, I hope that we hope as the Iranian Student Association that this event can contribute a little bit to that multicultural diversity of the city and campus. And comedy is not just like other big problems or solving like political problems, also social problems. Sometimes it can be helpful for lovers. So we're gonna watch a movie right now. It's called Sort of White.
Hi, I'm Esther.
And I'm Hamid. I want to talk in brief about how introducing different cultures in comedy helps.
Especially in romantic relationships. So picture me, I'm a white American, Christian, moderately conservative woman. And back in 2013, I had only ever thought of dating or even marrying an American, white, Christian, moderately conservative man. Later in the summer of 2013, I found myself dating a non-American, sort of white man, from the Middle East, and not just the Middle East, but Iran, a country I knew nothing about. I didn't even know how to pronounce its name at that time, like many other Americans in my circle, and I found myself being very drawn to the strength that he embodied and found my world being turned completely upside down.
Well, Esther wasn't the only person who had this situation. I had the same thing. At that time, I would consider myself as more conservative boy, that I had very rigid standards, and I said that to have a person to meet those standards, I had to find a girl from my hometown. And when I met Esther, I found that we share a lot of similar values. then we decided to know each other more and know about our cultures, both cultures. One of the questions that Esther asked was about what is the difference between Persian and Arab in our second date. And yeah, and I didn't want to lecture about that. So what I found, I said that maybe it's better I say that by a third person voice. So I pull out my phone and I search for Maz Jobrani's videos, describing the differences, and I play that for us, and that helped.
After watching that video, I asked Hamid if we could see more, because while I listened to Maz speak, I heard him say things that helped me understand more about Hamid and how Hamid would speak with me, and learn more about the culture that I was getting to know better. What I didn't realize then, as relatable as the videos were at that time, I didn't understand how much they would almost be opening a window into the future that was going to be mine. Since we started watching his videos and continue to do so, I always resonate with how much what he says reflects my experience getting to know someone from Iran. And it couldn't have been any clearer than the first time we went to Iran.
Oh, speaking of first time in Iran, well, in our first trip to Iran for our marriage, we were in a car driving from airport on a highway, and there was a truck driving back to us.
Driving in reverse on the highway, directing backward towards us.
So I could clearly see anxiety in Esther's face, and she just freaked out. She said, "What's happening? Why this car is coming to us?" And it was a very shaking moment. At that time, it took a few seconds for Esther to flashback and map the situation with one of Maz jokes about how Iranians drive. And at that time said, "Oh, I remember, Maz said some jokes about that." So yeah, and that was a very, very nice and polished way for Esther.
I thought that it was a joke, but Maz was serious.
And yeah, that helped us to not have a heart attack.
I was very fortunate that Maz sort of helped ease some of this culture shock with that instance and several others in my life. But not all of my American friends, before they hang out with us, have an opportunity to encounter Maz's comedy, and so sometimes the culture shock is pretty vibrant for them. I remember one time we were having a barbecue in our backyard for my birthday, and we had invited over our American friends and our Persian friends, and we've been mingling together, and after cake was served, my American friends gathered in a cluster to talk to each other and mingle, and our Persian friends kind of gathered in a circle, and our American friends noticed that they started clapping, and then they all started dancing, and you could see the look of shock on our American friends' face. What are they doing? There's no music. Why are they dancing? Very soon, though, of course, all of the celebration sounds came out. There was cheering and a lot of excitement, and the shock on our American friends' faces faded into joy as they watched this group of people just sporadically start dancing. If you've ever watched any of Maz's clips, you may have run across the one in which he indicates that you can tell there are Persians in the room if you start clapping a rhythm and people start dancing. And sort of all these different plans in the audience. And then I experienced firsthand that it's really true. So this is just to sort of describe how Maz Jobrani, I would say, is sort of the Velcro, not necessarily the glue, but the Velcro that has helped our relationship get through some hard parts. We're two humans living life together, so we have our rough spots. We're a man and a woman trying to understand each other. But the part that Maz has really helped is we have two different cultures, and we're able to bridge the gap between those cultures through a lot of the comedy that we've experienced together.
Yeah. And really, I believe just let comedy to describe these differences. I believe if you translate all these cultural shocks in a comedy way, you can enjoy it.
So we all
Enjoy.
Thank you, Hamid and Esther. I don't see where we're sitting right now. Oh. So, again, to remind, a couple of reminders. Oh, one thing. So, we have some targets of doing this show, and we want to hear back from you how well we did that. So, we want more events like this